Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner, voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. It's our season finale, so we thought no better co-host than myself, voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Mike, welcome to the Falcons Corner, taking time out of your day to co-host the show with yourself. You know what, it's a great honor to sit next to myself and answer some questions, help you out on the show. Huge fan of the Falcons Corner, thrilled to be here. Thanks for asking me. I'm excited today because we're going to talk some wrestling and we have some insider information.
We do.
Our son, our polar bear, is in class with Coach John Fox. So we're going to get some insider info on what it's like in a Coach Fox Zoom virtual learning situation. How do you feel about talking to the polar bear today?
Everyone knows that I love the polar bear. I've been trying to get him on the show for a while. He's done a lot of background stuff for us on some videos, in the spring, when we were on quarantine, but can't wait to talk to the polar bear. Very excited.
I'm concerned also that your son and my son drives.
Our son,
and he's already dented up your car. He's totaled his first car. And now I just heard that he damaged his other car. So how are you handling this whole driving situation, messing up, denting up, breaking cars?
Listen, when I saw him, he had to drop something off to me, parked in our parking garage behind the building, messed up the fender. I don't know what's going on. I just left it with, you're grounded from driving.
And let me ask you a little bit, because we know that you're doing a lot of strength and conditioning. How has turnout been? I know you're working a lot with football, men's basketball, softball. How has that been going? What are you looking forward to most? When our student athletes get back here on campus in January. Let us know. Give us a little inside scoop on the strength and conditioning world.
Real quick. Football's been working on their workouts since September. They're doing great. Men's basketball really seeing a change in those guys, and softball twice a week. You're doing strength conditioning, speed and agility, all that stuff.
Before we break, I just wanted to touch base with you on your Thanksgiving, because you mentioned how you were just a great lover of stuffing.
Love Thanksgiving.
You like your stuffing dry. So was it dry? And more importantly, because Danny Berg said that his mom, Mama Berg, puts his, some celery into his stuffing. He did send us a picture, and Eric a picture of celery in his stuffing. So was there celery in your stuffing? Was it dry enough for you? Let us know a little bit about your Thanksgiving dinner, and then did you have to do any extra running, to work off those calories?
Well, listen, the stuffing was dry, so dry I didn't even know what's inside of it. Couldn't even dig through it to see if there was celery. I can't forget about the voice of the Falcons chocolate pie. Tons of miles, get out there, burn those calories. It was exhausting.
Listen, I'm very excited to have you as a guest today.
I love
it. Our staff, is really probably excited to have you. Not only as co-hosting, but, as a team member, of Falcon Athletics. So how is it, being part of Falcon Athletics? What does that mean to you, as a professional?
Oh my God, it's great working here. Great team, tons of opportunities to grow professionally. Just a great group of people and student athletes. Couldn't be happier.
Mike, that's great. If it's okay with you, let's get ready. Let's get the polar bear on the phone.
I can't wait.
As far as you know, he's not busy, right? He's got some things,
off today.
He's got some time on his schedule. I think we are going to surprise him and tell him that he's actually not going to be on the show. We just wanted a little background information, and then we'll do a little bit more, wrestling talk. Hopefully we'll get a player on board and Coach Fox with us. So if that's okay with you, we're going to take a little bit of a break.
Let's do it. I like it.
We're going to be right back on the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Stay tuned. Take flight.
We're not here to change the world, but we will change how you think, how you attack problems, and overcome limitations, how you push yourself to turn challenges into opportunities. It's an experience that'll change your life, and maybe then you can change the world. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
I need some background information on Coach Fox as a teacher. All right?
All right.
Can you do that for me?
Are you just going to ask me questions?
All right. Yeah, I'm going to just ask you a question because then we're going to ask him questions about your answers.
All right.
All right. So you have Coach Fox as your teacher. What grade does he teach, and what subject does he teach?
8th grade history.
8th grade history. How is he as a teacher? Rate him as a teacher. 1 through 10.
I'm like 1 through 10.
Yeah.
I give him a 9.
A 9. How is he doing with COVID? I know there was some problem with the screen sharing and stuff. Has he been better with COVID?
Yeah, he wasn't doing good at first, but he got better.
Yeah, he got better. Does he ever talk about wrestling? Does he make you guys wrestle in class?
No.
No, he doesn't make you wrestle
He
in
doesn't
class.
talk about it either.
No, he doesn't even talk about it either?
No.
No, nothing like that. What's the thing you like most about having Coach Fox as the teacher? It's not the homework, right? Because I know that he was given a lot of homework. So what do you like most about Coach Fox as the teacher?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
All right. Well, then what do you like least? Is it the homework? Is he still giving you a lot of homework?
I barely have any homework.
Not anymore. He's cut back on the homework.
Well, I can do it all now, but
Do you think it's because we talked about it on the Falcons Corner about all the homework he was given? He cut back on the homework.
maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, I know you're busy today doing nothing at home, right? But we just want to let you know that this is being aired on the show, on the Falcons Corner. So you said you didn't want to be a guest on the show, but now you are officially a guest on the show. The Polar Bear made your first appearance on the show. So congratulations to you. I'm very excited. Do you have anything else to say to Falcon Nation out there, Mace, before we let you go?
No.
No, nothing? All right. All right. How about a take flight? Can you give me a take flight? No. How about rate your brother as a driver, 1 through 5?
3.
3? All right, you're lying. All right, I'll see you later. Thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being on the show. All right, love you.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickard, talking wrestling. We got our in-house wrestling expert. Not only is our in-house soccer expert, but now he's our wrestling expert, Danny Berg. Danny, let's welcome in Coach Fox and Coach Fox to the Falcons Corner.
Coach Fox is squared. Love it. Love it.
Thanks for
perfect.
having us.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Coach Fox, yes. Coach Fox, before I start asking any Lackawanna questions, I did interview one of your students to give a little insight on what Coach Fox is like in the classroom, especially handling the Zoom classroom. So can you tell everyone, especially my son, Mason, the Polar Bear, how he is as a social studies student?
He is outstanding. He's the cream of the crop,
Good. That's
just
all.
like the
And
rest of the records.
if you could do me a favor, just refer to him as the Polar Bear, like one time, whether in class setting or on Zoom setting, because then he'll know exactly where it came from and he'll be angry at me, and that'll be perfect.
Tomorrow will be the perfect day because they're required to put their video on now.
Oh,
So,
good. Awesome.
it'll be
Awesome.
good.
Yeah. Just refer to him as the Polar Bear. That would be fantastic. I'd be greatly appreciated. But let's talk wrestling with the both of you. How are you preparing over the last couple months to get ready for your student athletes once they arrive on campus? Just give a little bit of insight in the wrestling world the last couple of months at Lackawanna.
Well, basically, they've been on a strength and conditioning program that we took a lot of it from Ohio State's wrestling program, and they've been working out on their own and training pretty hard. And we're just excited to try to get them back on campus here and be able to compete and keep them safe as well. That's the number one thing, is just keep them safe.
Yep. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I mean, obviously we know that this upcoming season is going to look drastically different than your previous seasons. Coach Duda said success is, just completing a season. Other ones said success is just, having the opportunity to practice and things like that. In a perfect world with the team that you have coming back for this year, qualifying for national tournaments and things like that, do you think you have a good group of kids that could potentially contend once they get to Iowa?
Yeah, I do really. I think there's a core group of 7-8 kids that really continue to work hard, and they're really succeeding academically, and that kind of carries over into the wrestling arena. But the biggest thing is, like you said, I think now it's just more about competing. You don't realize how much you miss it until it's taken away from you. And I think it's going to be a win for everyone just to be able to compete. And I do feel like, we'll have a number of kids that could go out to Iowa and, compete at a high level. But I think it's just going to be great for everyone to compete in general, because, it's been taken away from us for a little while here. And you realize how much you miss it.
Yep. Mrs. Coach Fox, you've not only had the difficult task of starting a whole brand new program, but now starting it during COVID times. So how is everything going with the women's wrestling program? Just a little insight into your world.
Well, it didn't start the way I would like to, obviously, but we have 2 girls that are committed and ready to start in the spring, summer, or fall. But I would like to hope to get a couple more. I had a few that were rostered, and then with everything with COVID, they couldn't, make the financial commitment. So, but they're still interested in coming, for next year. And so hopefully, we could just kind of get it all together and get going, pretty soon.
Have you done similar things as Coach Fox, as Mr. Coach Fox has done with his guys, the same with your girls?
Yes. We're trying to do everything pretty much together. We're going to run the program together. Obviously, my girls would wrestle with my girls and his boys with his boys, but kind of running it together, keeping it together so that it's kind of just like a wrestling community rather than a separate women's and men's.
Right. Great. Go ahead, Berg.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. We talk about how our sports are so very different and yet also similar. And John made a interesting statement that we've heard from all of our sports, where you really don't fully appreciate it until you can't do it. I know Rachel Apsley with the soccer team made that like real clear, and the opportunity to come back in the spring and, appreciate it now that you don't have it, but just put in that much more effort to make it that much more special. And it's interesting to hear Coach Fox say it, because all of our sports, they're all different, but they all have that common theme, and I think the opportunity for the guys to get back that haven't been here, and the girls starting up, they're at the ground level. I mean, they're breaking through barriers, and it's awesome to have the Foxes at the forefront of doing that. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep. And then I know Danny mentioned what success was for Coach Duda, just being able to compete and participate in any kind of, athletic events, this upcoming spring. What is the success for both the men's and women's program, that you would look forward to this spring? Is it just getting your kids here, being able to practice, getting them in the weight room, or actually going to have and compete in, your actual schedule?
Well, I think from the men's side of it, it's just really taking it a day at a time, and it'd be a win to get them on campus and to be able to compete. And we're always going to set the bar high. I mean, if we bring kids in and we're going to compete, we want to go to the national tournament. We want to place the national tournament, and we're going to do that. We're going to work hard each and every day that we have the opportunity to do that. And I think if everything goes well, it should be a great season, and it's going to, like Danny said, it's going to be extra special because, it's kind of been taken away for a little bit. And I think it gives even the kids that were on track, it's going to renew a little fire in them and get them going, because, there's no guarantees in life, and there's no guarantees, in school, athletics, anything like that. And I think, we're going to really take advantage of having the opportunity to compete. So I think, we're going to set the bar high, and we're going to try to compete at a national level if we can.
It's we always talk about how. Oh, go ahead, Kate. I'm sorry.
From the women's side, just, successful for us would just be to get some practice, and start to get the word out that, we want this program to grow.
Right. We always talk about how historic our student union is and our gymnasium, especially, when it comes to, wrestling and stuff. Probably other than watching you guys wrestle like in region championships and stuff, my greatest wrestling moment, in the former CYC is probably throwing an orange juice container at the Iron Sheik during wrestling. I know it's a different kind of wrestling, but did you ever go to the old CYC, which is now the student union, to watch any, WWF style wrestling? Like I said, I saw Jimmy Snuka jump off the top rope. I mean, there's some great times there. So have you ever ventured into that world of wrestling, Coach Fox's?
I have a picture of myself, a signed photograph with King Kong Bundy.
Nice.
and it's from the CYC, and it was one of my greatest memories as well. And also another thing is the Scranton School District used to have a tournament. This is before I even started wrestling as like a 5-year-old. And that's what kind of got me interested in it. It was at the CYC, and they brought kids from each Scranton School District elementary, and it was kind of part of the gym program.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. It was called the Scranton City Tournament, and it was just the only kids that could get into it were the Scranton School District kids. And it was really a neat experience to wrestle at the CYC, especially because, at the time you think wrestling is Big John Studd, you know, the Junkyard Dog, obviously Hulk Hogan,
Yep.
Calling himself Big John Studd right here on Falcons Corner.
Right.
You can't beat it.
Yes,
Listen,
I was referring to myself.
Yeah. And my wrestling background is when I was younger, I went to NYSP camp at the University of Scranton. And I think it was the second day of camp, they made us wrestle. And that was my last day of camp. So I give kudos to you, since you competed until, all your guys, when they get here on campus. That's something I never wanted to do, and was obvious by my lack of participation in that sport. But Danny, you have anything left for the Foxes before we take off?
No, it's great to see you.
Hey, Falcon Nation, welcome back to the season finale of Falcons Corner. Great to talk a little wrestling. Even greater to introduce Falcon Nation to the polar bear. Everyone gets to hear his voice. But you were fantastic today. Like, unbelievable job. I can't put into words how proud we are of you. Thanks. The pressure of sitting in this seat is just crazy. Not everyone could be a Danny Burr, Eric Larson. It's tough. But, thank you for the compliment. Not only am I so proud of you, but how proud your staff, your coworkers must be able to work with you every day. What a treat it's got to be for them. Like I said, Lackawanna College is really lucky to have you. So we're really lucky to have you on the show as a guest. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. Yep. I love the kind words. Thank you so much. But, my coworkers are the best in all of administration. So just to be able to be a part of this is fantastic. Love it. Thank you so much. Good. And Mike, before we let you go, any parting words you want to share with Falcon Nation as we, head, really for our students into finals week and then really into the middle of the holiday season? Well, I just really, like we always say, wear a mask. If you're a student, check your Falcons email. Stay safe, enjoy your holidays, and study for those finals. They're big. Awesome. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we'll be back with a couple other short videos leading up to holiday season. But again, thanks to my co-host, Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. I'm Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. We'll see you next time on the Falcons Corner. Take flight.